I don't think it's a stretch to say that technology has forever changed with the introduction of the new AI chatbot tools, the most famous of which currently is ChatGPT. ChatGPT, for example, can organize hundreds of words in almost perfect English on almost any topic imaginable. But what are the legal and ethical rules raised when using these tools for academic and commercial work? I want to discuss those in today's video and look at how plagiarism, copyright infringement, and contract terms play into the use of these AI tools in our everyday lives. If you haven't played yet with the ChatGPT demo tool, it allows you to enter a set of instructions. For example, write a 500-word essay comparing Mark Twain to his relationship with frogs in the voice of a 14-year-old high school girl. And ChatGPT in mere seconds will spit out a very impressive essay on the subject of Mark Twain and frogs, citing books such as Tom Sawyer and other of Mark Twain's works, and using the voice and language that you might expect from a high school student. This is every high school student's dream, and probably every high school teacher's worst nightmare. The technology is truly revolutionary, and although the product itself may not be quite perfect yet, it's certainly a window of what's possible in the future of artificial intelligence. The newspaper The Guardian recently announced, hopefully prematurely, that professors, programmers, and journalists could all be out of a job in just a few years. The internet is full of lists of professions that are likely to shrink as a result of AI taking over part or all of these jobs. Few tears will be shed when learning that lawyers may be among those whose jobs become redundant as a result of AI. But with ChatGPT being such a great tool, is it plagiarism to use artificial intelligence in your content creation and writing? What are the copyright and contract issues that come into play with the use of artificial intelligence? So what is ChatGPT? Well, ChatGPT is a language model that was developed by a Silicon Valley-based company named OpenAI. The ChatGPT tool has been trained on a massive data set of text from the internet. It uses machine learning algorithms to receive your inputs and questions, and from these questions, organize responses based on the text inputs it's previously trained on. Interestingly, since the current version of GPT 3.5 was only trained on an internet dataset up through 2021, it's somewhat limited in its ability to respond to topics involving current events. So what about copyright infringement? Is it copyright infringement to take text from ChatGPT, cut it and paste it into your own work? A copyright is a right that's given to an author of creative expression that's been recorded in a tangible medium such as a document or a computer memory. As we discussed in one of my prior videos, Sued by a Monkey, the current law is that animals and robots cannot own copyrights. Only humans can own copyrights. So it may be some comfort to know that if you infringe a robot's copyrights, at least they won't be coming after you, suing you for copyright infringement in court. So what about plagiarism? Plagiarism is the act of using someone else's words or ideas without proper attribution. Plagiarism is a big, broad concept, and it includes a lot of intellectual property and ethical wrongs. But at least for now, let's carve out copyright infringement and only talk about using words and ideas that are not infringing someone's copyrights. And we know this is a reasonable assumption because we've decided that machines cannot own copyrights, at least for now. So when we talk about plagiarism in this context, we're talking about using words and ideas that are not our own, but treating them as our own. We do this all the time in normal conversations. We repeat news we've heard, newspaper articles we've read, whispers and gossip from friends, and we do this casually in conversation without feeling the need to drop a footnote after every sentence. Actually, that would be kind of weird if we cited a source after every sentence that we spoke or message that we sent to one of our besties. But there are social contracts that we create in some of our thinking and some of our writing, where we represent our thoughts and our writings to be our own, to be original thoughts and words. These contracts might be between students and teachers, or academic writers and their peers. Misappropriating and misrepresenting the sources of those words and thoughts in such cases could be a breach of these social contracts and could understandably have significant social and reputational consequences. This is not so uncommon, for example, in academic papers where we've seen professors being accused of plagiarism with respect to someone else's research. So what about contractual terms with respect to the use of AI tools in creating text for commercial work? Well, I've surveyed some of the terms and conditions of some of the more common tools that are available on the internet. And for the most part, I've found that users are free to cut and paste and use the content from AI tools in their own work. As you might expect, there are exceptions when it comes to uses, for example, in pornography or hate speech or fake news. But otherwise, the terms and conditions I've looked at have been pretty free with respect to how users can utilize the content. Now, I hasten to add that these terms and conditions might change and evolve as the market for AI also evolves. We could, for example, see a subscription service for AI where different uses of the work product for AI might have different charges. Well, it's interesting to note that the AI tools currently can produce really amazing human-like speech in many different languages. ChatGPT itself will tell you it's not capable of generating original thoughts and concepts. It's only capable of taking the inputs and questions that you provide it and returning sequences of words and phrases based on patterns that it's learned. And as many people are seemingly delighted to point out in their reviews on the internet, AI, and ChatGPT in particular, still creates errors when responding to questions. So it's not yet 100% perfect. And one more thing, there are tools that are being developed to check blocks of text to see if it's been generated by artificial intelligence. For example, there's one program that's been developed by a Princeton University student, Edward Tian, called GPT-0 that can check text blocks with pretty good accuracy to determine whether the text block was GPT generated. Now, there's also tools that take GPT output and mix it up in a way that prevents GPT-0 from actually detecting whether it's been AI generated or not. Recently also, OpenAI, the developer of ChatGPT, has announced that they're working on a watermarking system that will make their text, their ChatGPT text, detectable so that you can run text, blocks of text, through their ChatGPT text checker, and it will check for watermarks that have been inserted by OpenAI. Now that's it for now on legal issues on ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. If you like this video, I think you're going to like the next one as well. I'll see you over there.